What is up, folks? Welcome back to another live stream repair. Let's get all our names up here. Chris, 3581, Jason. What do I mean, Jason? Oh, there's Jason. Okay, so we got Jason, and then there's 3524, 3573, both no power. 3594, also no power. Alright, I don't think we're going to get all that fixed up today. It's a bit of a late start. Had some other plans and other things come up today, but it is what it is. We're here and we're going to fix a couple of HomePods. We're coming back to Chris's two HomePods. We had them about a week ago. We've finally got a couple more logic boards here. Okay, so it's been a while since we last looked at Chris's HomePods. Unfortunately, both of his two HomePods had hardware issues with their logic boards. It has been absolutely insane the past month. Everybody's needed a logic board. So I mean, it's gotten so bad. I legitimately do not have any HomePods for myself anymore. I've had to take all of. I can't find parts pods for a reasonable price. I only get people reaching out to me about once a month selling theirs that they don't want anymore. So things have been getting desperate around here. But we're going to keep doing it while we can. I am sure that the tides will turn a bit here and there, and if we just keep doing it. And we'll also try to figure out some other logic board repairs in the near future. It seems like we got to get on that sooner than later. But until then, I've got a couple logic boards here set aside for Chris finally, so we can get his HomePods taken care of and see what else we can knock out here today. Okay, so here we go. Oh, and of course, we're not just going to replace Chris's logic board. We're going to tear these all the way down. We're going to do the usual hardware maintenance to keep them going as long as possible. That's a new set of filters for death farts and all sorts of bass issues. We'll look around if it's got a bad Schottky diode. Those love to fail and cause no power. It's going to get a new subwoofer gasket, and then if anything else stinks inside, but I don't expect to see anything else. Let's see, I had IBEC written on the top of this one, which means on the main logic board it's the actual CPU itself that has a problem. Either that or the solder balls that connect it to the board have gone bad. Most likely the latter. If it was the storage chip, those are a fair bit easier to reball. But the CPU, that is not... Of all reball jobs, that is not a trivial reball job. So I'll stick that in my pile of sadness. I'll figure out how to fix that one day. Oh, I am tired. We drove like an hour and a half down to a farm to let our kid run around, and they had this like Easter egg hunt thing going on. And it was awful getting there. And it was awful getting back. So we spent like 3 hours driving around, I feel like. And then, you know, when we got there, it started pouring rain. So it ended up being a pretty big bust. And then, of course, you know, she's throwing a tantrum because we're not letting her run around outside in the rain. So we had to deal with that for the hour and a half drive home, plus traffic. I did not want to stream today, but we're like a day or two behind and like 5 or so pods behind. I really did not want to stream today. Subwoofer looks good, smells good, feels good, all that. We'll replace this with a new rubber gasket on the way back together. There are no breaks when you run your own business, Stefan. Alright, what's on the bill today? 52K dated diode, looking good. 10 ohm resistor, looking good. Everything else, looking great. Let's get this some new filters. That looks like that's all this is going to need from a hardware maintenance perspective. Of course, you know, besides the working logic board, but we'll get these filters replaced so that this doesn't come back for death farts or bass issues. We'll... Hold on, I need a sip. I did not know Squirt was a grapefruit flavored drink. I hate grapefruit. I learned this yesterday. But Squirt's like my favorite soda. Anyways, new filters to prevent death farts, all sorts of base issues, but I do not see the likes of stinky diode waiting to fail and cause no power or anything else. What's the point of the tip if it doesn't stay on there? This is malarkey. It just falls right off. This is actually obnoxious. Okay, I think I have found one complaint with my NanoFlex. Oh, my iron's out. Hold on. Okay, got my iron. Oh geez, Stefan. Gone are the days of, you know, your right to protest. Your right to free speech, I guess. What is the world coming to? Oh, that's perfect. Okay. Back together we go. I got these HomePods in from eBay like literally yesterday. Today. No, I got these ones in today. I already used the logic boards from the one from yesterday. Yeesh. Also, I'll need to make sure it's okay with Chris, but he's got space gray HomePods. These logic boards are from white modeled HomePods. It won't affect anything, but some people are really particular about that. I'll make sure it's okay with them that we're mixing it up here, but again, functionally, you'll never know. They all work the same. It's just a matter of what color HomePod shows up when you bring your phone near it to set it up for the first time, essentially. But that's all I've got right now. So I hope that works for him. You can say it, Stefan. Tim Cook decided your fate long before the concept even popped into your mind. So go ahead and say it. Watch him start blinking. I'd be pretty sad about that. But it is what it is, you know. I've already gone through my stages of grief. At this point, I've just accepted it. Alright. One of these are factory reset. Oh no, that's not going to be this one. Okay. I'll go ahead and get that reset while we're waiting for it here.
HomePod sta per essere inizializzato.
Whoa.
Continua a tenere premuto fino a quando non senti 3 beep.
Whoa. I have never heard that one before. Welcome back, buddy. Okay, so next up is Chris's second one, and then we're gonna look at 3581. Alright, 3581 has been messaged. Here is Chris's second HomePod. Essentially the same thing, different hardware issue, but on the logic board nonetheless. So let's do basically the same work here. Very good. One down. One more and we can finally get Chris his poor HomePods back to him. Yeah, I don't know what language that was. I'd have to listen to it a few more times to take any kind of guess. Yeah, doing it with one pod, it's impressive what they can do with just one of them. Granted, it's got 8 speakers in it altogether, but still from a single point in space, it's pretty impressive. When it works. I find myself turning off Dolby Atmos far more often than ever using it just because it can cause weird issues. two 6K dated diode, so no power issues will not be seen here. A good 10 ohm resistor. Main amp looks okay. Everything looks great. Let's give it some new filters. That's why you gotta get a... Oh. Oh no, never mind. Yeah, no, that's it's gotta be rough because there aren't nearly as many people out there, so there's not nearly as many HomePods to pick from. What can you do besides move to another country? And are you gonna do that just to buy more HomePods? Yeah, I would. No, I couldn't. I got enough reasons to move. All right. You're gonna need a lot of power to support that many HomePods. All right. Oh, curses, it's another brick. Beautiful. Alright, we'll let Chris know theirs are finally ready to go. Once again, I'm sorry for taking so long. It is what it is. We've only got so many parts and it's been rough. But it's about to get rougher here. I have a feeling. We've got 3581 here with the blinkies, as you can see. I am praying and hoping to higher deities that this is just a software issue. I really do not want to have to replace another logic board, and I do not want to have to make them wait for one. Please, Lord, please. Give us just a software issue. Where is... Okay, I got my adapter. Okay. Let's let Jason know they're up next. That's gonna be 3576. Show me the good stuff, please. Give me nothing more than a software issue. Please, 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 please. I beg you. I beg of you, Tim. It's not, I don't like how that's not showing up in DFU mode. It's not even going into DFU mode. Let's try just disconnecting and reconnecting our adapter here really quick. sure there's nothing funky. Okay, please, please, please. No, this is so weird. It's not even going into DFU mode. It needs a logic board. Of course it needs a logic board. Everybody needs a new logic board right now. Unless there's some physical damage, it looks fine. Get your repair requests in while you can, folks, because I'm about to start charging a hell of a lot more for these bricked HomePod repairs. Like no power, death farts, piece of cake, walk in the park. The blinkies, the boot loops, these ones, I'm about to jack the prices up because I can't handle this anymore. I can't afford it anymore. Hopefully I'm wrong here. No, that all looks fine. I'll let them know. I'll let them know that we'll have to come back to that one if we can get our hands on another logic board. That is incredibly disappointing and frustrating. I would love everybody to write a strongly worded letter to Tim Cook at Apple. Let them know that what they've done to us HomePod owners just isn't right. No parts, no support for repairs. We had to figure out how to restore the software ourselves, just to prove it to them. Oh boy. Let's move on to the next one before I lose my mind here. This we can fix. No lights, no power, a couple of watts from the wall. Let's let 3524 know they're up next. Yeah, break HomePod logic board, like HomePods that are gonna do logic boards, I'm thinking I'm gonna actually like charge $100 for those repairs. I'm that sick of this. That's how much it's gonna legitimately cost me to keep doing these repairs. Like, seriously, if it costs me $100 to get my hands on another HomePod that's going to have a good logic board, I'm going to have to charge at least $100 to fix the ones that need a new logic board. And no one's going to want to pay that. No one wants to pay $100 to fix a 6-year-old smart speaker. No matter how good it sounds. Not how old they're getting these days. When they were first released 3-4 years ago, we were doing this. People were telling us we should be charging more than $100 for repairs. And now we almost charge half as much as we used to charge for repairs. And we still get people asking us, can you give me a discount? Yeah, I'll give you a discount if you can get me the parts. How about that? Make it cheaper for me, I'll make it cheaper for you. That's how we can make it work. But no one can do that. We're on our own out here. I can't even buy new subwoofers. They cost too much to ship. Never mind the tariffs that are coming in soon. You know how I get new subwoofers? Well, I buy more broken HomePods and pick them apart. And guess how much those cost? People want too much for broken ones. People want more for broken ones than they do for the used working ones. How does that work? Who's currently waiting for a logic board? 3561 is still waiting. Doug is still waiting. 3578 is still waiting. And now we have 3581 that needs one. Never mind, like, the 5 emails a day I get from people asking to buy logic boards off of me. Ugh. I haven't been able to. I've just been telling people I don't have them. I gotta fix people's HomePods. I'm sorry. This is not the way I imagined we would burn out on HomePod repairs. I would have thought we would get sick of doing the same thing over and over again. Oh boy, another dead diode for no power. No, I am praying that every HomePod is simply no power or death parts, because that means we can actually fix it without having to replace a whole board. About 4 years ago now, there was a website that used to sell HomePod parts. I guess they would just buy broken HomePods and take them apart and resell the parts. Their prices were insane. Let me tell you, $20 for a new logic board? You've got to be kidding me. Unfortunately, I didn't find them until they had long stopped selling parts. Otherwise, I would have. I would have bought so many parts. I would have probably gone through them all and ran out by now, but I think we would have been in a better spot still. Alright, here we go. First up, a little bit of maintenance. We're going to replace these 4 filters that love to go bad and cause death farts and all sorts of bass issues. And then we'll flip it around and replace that dead diode that's causing their no power. Avnish, what is up? Welcome back. Hey, sleep well, Stefan. Thanks for stopping by. Oopsies. No need to panic. Don't freak out. Or you'll just make more work for yourself. Yeah, I've been picking his brain. Unfortunately, it seems like he knows about as much as I do. He's just got a bit more mapped out. I don't think he... Well, so what I am curious about is, I did see in his photos, he replaces the PMIC on some logic boards, it looks like. I wonder what symptoms he's seeing to warrant replacing those. I've been trying to pick his brain on all sorts of issues, but it sounds like he either doesn't see the same issues that I do or hasn't figured them out yet. Well, I know that reballing it will work on some of the motherboards. It's just I don't want to reball the A8 CPU. It's a dual, you know, it's got the RAM stacked on top of it. That's not a trivial reball. My success rate with reballing the NANDs is bad enough as it is. I can't imagine how much worse it'll be trying the CPUs. But it's also kind of getting to the point where I don't really have much else of a choice. Yeah, see, like, I've never seen a logic board with the PMIC itself shorted out. It's always been another capacitor. I've never seen the PMIC die. So it's weird that, like, and that shouldn't be an AC voltage difference, right? Like running it on 220 volts outside the US versus 110 in the US, that shouldn't make a difference on the PMIC on the logic board, because the logic board's getting the logic board's seeing all the same voltages. Everything sees the same voltage after the power supply. The power supply knows the difference, but nothing after the power supply knows the difference. So what is like, And you think I would have? I mean, it looks like I've fixed like a whole lot more than they have. So you'd think I would have, by chance, seen the same issue at least once by now. But on the flip side, you know, he's fixed like 3,000 of them by now, so I would have expected him to see. We were talking about. I asked him about the amplifier board that would turn on and then back off after like less than a second, and they haven't seen that issue. And once again, the amp doesn't know the difference if you're plugging into 110 or 220, so why do I have so many of these amps that turn on and off, and they haven't seen a single one? There were only 2 production runs of the first gen HomePod. They were done back to back. There were no changes made between the 2 batches. So it's not going to be a difference there. I don't know. In any case, it seems like between the 2 of us, we've figured out most of the common issues that people run into. What is this? What is up, She-Hog? Welcome to another live stream repair here with Nick on Nick's Fix. I am Nick, and this is a first generation Apple HomePod. They've got a bunch of common issues. You can check out all of their common issues on my website, nixfix.com, if you feel like giving a read. It's just one of Apple's smart speakers. Although to call it a smart speaker, I think does a little injustice to how good of a speaker it really is, if you ask me. The issue, you can tell what's wrong with it by the top left of the screen there. It says no power. Not anymore though, we got it fixed up already. If you want to know more about no power and all of the common issues HomePods have that you'll see us fix here today, I tend to not talk too much about it because it slows us down and we've only got so much time to fix stuff here, but I put all of our info up on my website so people can get the full explanation up there. I'm not feeling terribly talky today. I'm quite exhausted. I basically just drove for an hour and a half through traffic to get disappointed and turn around and drive another hour and a half through traffic back home. It feels like my eyes are about to fall out of my face. But I think we can squeeze out one last HomePod here before I fall asleep. Oh yeah, I'm pretty stoked for what they come out with that new touch panel. I don't expect to be able to afford any to bring into the US here. But we'll see. We'll see what we get when we get there. I should probably move this stack of dead subwoofers next to my desk here. I'm running out of room to store crap.
I'm having trouble.
Very good, very nice. And the last one here that I've got the energy for, 3524. They've got, you guessed it, no power. Let's plug it in and check it out real quick. No lights, no power. The watt meter says we've got a couple of watts coming out there. So it's doing something, but it's not showing us. So that tells me we've got the usual dead diode inside waiting for us. While we're in here, we'll do a little bit of hardware maintenance to keep it going for as long as possible. We're talking a new set of DC filters to prevent death farts and all sorts of bass issues. And a new subwoofer gasket, since the old foam can fall apart over time. And that should take care of it. Kurt, what is up? Welcome back. Oh, you like my desk setup? Thank you. It is it's a total mess right now. This is Give me a few days to clean my desk up and check it out again. It'll look a lot nicer. We are in an absolute state of disarray right now. Complete chaos. No control over anything. A little bit of Tim's tears to break up the glue holding this thing together. An organized mess. Ah, yes. Yes. Spot on. Am I concerned about getting repair parts in the near future? I am. I mean, for the majority of the repairs that we do here, we're talking diodes and capacitors. Each of these costs between 25 cents and $1 a piece. So even if they, even if those get tariffed to hell and back, it's not going to make a massive difference to me. But it still cuts into, what little we do make on each of these repairs. But it's not enough for me to go and charge anybody more for repairs. Now, other issues. We can fix no power. We can fix death farts and bass issues, but a lot of these have issues with this board instead of this amplifier board down in here. This amplifier board is very repairable. This logic board is very not repairable. Quite often, many of the issues with this board require the whole thing to be replaced. It's just too difficult, if at all even possible, to repair its issue. So you can't just buy another logic board, you have to buy another HomePod for parts in the hopes that it doesn't have something else wrong with its logic board. So from that perspective, totally unaffected, from either way I look at it, it's not going to, it shouldn't affect us a whole lot from a parts cost perspective, but there's very little telling and very little knowing what the overall impact on everything that all is going to have. Like, there could be other consequences that I'm not thinking of, that it's going to totally screw us and we're going to have to close up shop. Who knows? Who knows? We're just going to keep chugging along while we can keep chugging. But, at the end of the day, most of the HomePod's issues, most of their issues are repairable with a couple of dollars in parts. So, I'm not really worried about most of them. But there will still be a significant number of them that eventually I can't get new subwoofers. I can in new logic boards or displays, like these touch and display board combos. We are running out of broken pods to pick apart, and of course, as supply goes away, demand is going to go up, and they're just going to turn into more of a collectible than anything. Despite how good of a speaker they are, people will want to buy them and just have them sitting on a shelf being unused all day to look pretty. But I am a bit concerned with being able to obtain certain parts, but the majority of the repairs that we do should be all right. How far do I normally take my repairs? Do I go as far as to analyze signals with an oscilloscope or digital signal analyzer? We haven't gone that far. Generally, we try to keep things kind of simple, and if we can take it apart and fix it in under 30-45 minutes, we want to get it in, get it fixed, and get it out in the same or next day or so. And we've got so many, we got to turn them around so fast. We can't mess around with oscilloscopes and logic analyzers. There are a few others that have gone that far, though. If I'm not mistaken, that tech nerd fellow in my Discord server is one of them. Let's try that again. One day at a time, that's right. If it gets to the point where we need to where we start getting more desperate for parts, I'll probably end up spending more time trying to fix what we've got. It's a bit of a balance between how much time do obviously, how much time do you want to spend trying to diagnose something versus putting it to the side and maybe getting to it another day for the sake of time. You've got another one you can put in there, make the customer happy, and let them move on. If I only had 1 or 2 HomePods showing up a day, and we had weirder issues showing up all the time, I'd probably get into that, but we just haven't had really any need or demand yet to get that advanced with some of the repairs. Like, I'd say 7 or 8 out of every 10 HomePods that show up, it's no power, and it's that one dead diode. And then the rest of them are these 4 filters that go bad and cause death farts and bass issues. And if you replace those 2 parts, if you replace those 2 parts in every single HomePod that shows up in your repair queue, then chances are you're going to end up fixing 99+% of every HomePod that comes through. So we just don't see enough, we don't really see other issues all that often that really stump us, that we don't know what's going on, so we gotta dig deeper and figure out what's going on. Most of them are pretty cut and dry and straightforward to figure out. I am always on the lookout. I'm always looking for stuff that we think we have a good shot at fixing. We've had people send us all sorts of things. You've got random devices that just need a new battery, like this Juve portable red light therapy device. I've done 2 of those now. Quite strange. It's like a $600 or $1,200 handheld red light device for red light therapy. Apparently there's some real science behind it. I'm not into it, but it seems legit. So quite often we get people reaching out to us with some oddball or one-off device. Then they're just like, hey, I just need a new battery. I can't find anyone that can do it. And those are nice because they're really easy. Obviously, it's usually just a couple of screws and a couple of solder joints at worst. We've had a couple of Xbox controllers in. Those are pretty. The Xbox Elite Series 2 controllers are pretty infamous for their stick drift. We've had a couple of those sent in for mods and stick drift repairs. Funny. We've got the ceramic white Series 5 Apple Watch here that needed a new screen. We got a new screen on there, and We're now waiting for a replacement battery to show up as well. We figured, what the heck, we've already got it open, might as well replace the battery. It's a Series 5, it's getting old. So logic board failures are inevitable. It's inevitably going to go up. It has to. It's a matter of time. The question is when. Is it already happening? Are we seeing the end of the HomePod? I don't think so. I don't think so yet. Yeah, we get a lot of them. Yeah, I've got a lot waiting for new logic boards. But if you zoom out, in the grand scheme of things, out of the whole total number of units sold, we aren't really getting a lot. It's hard to say. We've got a lot of bias here, of course. Generally the only things that are going to show up here are things that are broken. So we're only going to have a perspective on things that are broken. And we don't know how many are actually out there and what rate, what percentage are affected, how many of them are even still out there running. Apple knows. Apple knows exactly how many of them are on and kicking still. I would love to know. Like, so long as you can still reset and set up and use the first gen HomePod, then anything that could go wrong on the logic board and learning how to fix it's still on the table. Like the A8, like reballing that A8 CPU. That is a beast of a repair that I must tackle one day, but as long as we can still set these things up and use them, as long as Apple keeps the server side alive, then there's hope. Invest in a microscope. I just need to get a lens and a 2x. I just need to get a new lens for this. This camera is perfectly fine, but I just need to get a new lens. Rachman, what is up? I hope I didn't butcher your name, but welcome to another HomePod live stream repair. Another live stream HomePod repair. Well, gosh, we're about to get out of here. This is the last one that I've got the energy for. We've still got 2 more names up on the screen, but that's not everything that's waiting. I had like 5 more show up today, so it's not like if I worked on those other 2, we'd clear the queue. We still have a bunch more waiting. That's just as much as I could fit on the screen. Nivernal, welcome back. What a crowd. Sorry, folks, but we're almost done for the day. I'm about to get out of here. I'm about to go take a nap. Just kidding. I always say that and then I end up not actually sleeping. Oh, a stereoscopic mic will change my life for repairs. Maybe it would. It's definitely a tool I want to get my hands on when we start doing more logic board repairs. We get more complicated things. And or if we want to, take on more devices, chances are we're going to need a better microscope. What do you use to mount your camera overhead? Oh, gosh, let me look. It's a very solid mount, I'll tell you that. I needed something solid enough that I could sit here and bang on my desk without it moving around. So solid, in fact, that you cannot move it. Immovable, some might say. Give me just a second and I will show you folks how it's set up here. There we go, we've got power back on 3524. And if you take a look, that is how I've got our top camera set up. It is attached to, it is clamped to a shelf on the wall. I've got a shelf that comes out of the wall here, and then it's clamped on a pole here, and then I've got the Sony ZV-E10, the main camera here, and then if you look down here we've got our microscope camera with our very dinky lens. I need to get a better lens for this. And then of course you've got the mount for this phone. You've got that camera over there, which is just a Galaxy Note 8 on a monitor arm. That's about it. Let me see if I can find that mount on Amazon again. I really love it. It wasn't cheap though. Like the problem with the boom arms is they're just so wobbly. Like, I've got this camera on one of the boom arms, and you can see how bad that is. I need to be able to smack my desk. I need to express emotion without jostling the camera around. At least the main one. Can I find it? Oh, I did. This is it. It is the Come on, focus, you piece of crap. The
I'm having
Picron,
trouble connecting to
the Picron LS11. And I've just got it clamped and hanging down off of a shelf as opposed to clamped on my desk going up. So, gives a nice good top-down view. And then I like the Sony ZV-E10 because it's got that mechanical zoom, that actual, look at that zoom. Look at all that. Yuck. I really need to clean. Anyways, folks, I hope you all enjoyed this live stream repair. I hope you enjoyed that little impromptu desk tour. Give me a few days to clean up and we'll do like a proper, like little shop tour here. I'll show you around the room. But in any case, that's all that I've got the time and energy for here and now. We've always got more waiting to get fixed up, so I hope you all enjoyed this live stream repair, and I hope to catch you in the next one.